All right, let's blow all the snot rockets now. Get them out of the way. Padded Room Radio is back in your ear holes on a lusty, busty, sultry October night. My name is Derry, and I've returned for another week of horror nonsense. My main man, Jason Harrell, is in the house.
Hey, y'all.
Hey, yo. What's going on, big guy?
Dying of phlegm and congestion.
Dude, it is allergy season.
It was much better when it was 50 degrees the other day.
It was. It was cold. It was brisk, and everything was cool, like in my nasal passages.
Yep.
Now it's back to being, what are we, in the 70s, 80s? I don't know.
Yep,
it's hot.
We sound like a couple of fucking old men. This is the Aches and Pains podcast, if you're just tuning in.
Welcome to the Phlegmcast. My name is Terry. It's disgusting, man. This is what happens when you live in a state that is widely populated by sagebrush. Mm-hmm. It just gets in the air, it pollinates, and then it goes right into your nose holes.
Yeah.
And then you just cough and wheeze and gag like a drunken porno star.
Man, if it's not sagebrush, it's just a giant dust bowl.
That's what it is. It's gross.
So it's one or the other or both.
It's gross. I hate it, but I've come to understand that this is the time of year where this happens, my friend. This is your last year here. Bon voyage, Jason Harrell. You're headed
should be. Yeah, then I'll head to a place where, there's millions of trees with different types of pollen.
Of course, you're going to be miserable.
Oh,
that's why we love you. You're the miserable guy.
I am the miserable guy.
We love that about you.
I do misery better than anybody you know.
It's the best thing ever, man. It's the best thing ever. I have a question for you, sir. Did you leave a perfectly good and still in the packaging set of pots and pans on my doorstep?
We don't cook.
Okay.
So, no. Although, actually, I guess for people that don't cook, I would be the obvious choice.
Right,
what am I going to do with pots and pans?
Clearly, give it to me.
Maybe he'll cook for us.
No, me and my wife will fight with him. We'll fend each other off. Somebody left a perfectly good set of pots and pans.
Like brand new in a box?
Brand new. They're still in the packaging. On my doorstep Saturday night. I don't know who did it. We've called all the local friends and relatives, and nobody's copping to it. Yeah. So, I don't know. I'm scared to take them out of the packaging because I feel like once I do, somebody's going to knock on my door and be like, oh, sorry, I put those pans here. They were meant for the next door guy. So
Pantaclaws?
Sure. Or maybe the...
Panter bunny?
The cooklery bunny?
Sure.
Cooklery, that's a word. I don't know, man. It was weird, dude. We came home. It was like 12:30 at night. We all went out and had a great time. And me and the wife get home, and there's a bunch of pots and pans on the front door.
Worst things have happened.
It's true. I'm just scared to use them.
Yeah?
I think
it's
maybe...
coated in arsenic?
Something, yes. So they are still in the original packaging, sitting on my entryway landing, because I'm scared. I'm scared.
So not in like an Amazon box or anything like that? Just like a box of pots and pans?
They have the labels still on them. They're still wrapped in plastic.
Oh, wow.
So I don't know where the fuck these came from, man.
Very interesting.
I'm scared. I'm scared.
Yeah, that's
weird. If
weird.
somebody is trying to woo me to get into my pants...
There's better ways.
Much better. Hey, it's not hard. It is not hard.
One-hand job.
Really. All I got to do is wink at me, and I'm pretty much yours for the night. All right, you fucker. We got horror stuff to get into here. We got listener mail, horror news, all the usual stuff. It's October time, Jason.
It is. Boy, is it ever.
We got to get into some horror movies. Why don't we kick things off with a little horror news, if we could?
Horror news.
What you got, Daddy?
Well, is that Jason? Is that fan Jason movie Into the Woods? Is that what that's called?
It's called Never Hike Alone.
Oh, Never Hike. Fuck. What am I thinking?
I have no idea.
So there's a part 3, and I don't know when it's supposed to be released, but some guys have seen sneak peeks of it. Got an early bird chance to watch it.
Okay.
And are saying it's the best one.
Okay.
So
have you seen the other two?
I saw half of the first one. Never saw any of the second one.
Startlingly good. I would say, yes.
That's what I've always heard. It's just one of those things I always forget about that kind of exists.
You got to do it. I think the first one is still on YouTube. I think there is like a Blu-ray box set you can get with both.
The fuck is Into the Woods? Ain't that like that chick flick?
There is a movie called Into the Woods. It sounds dumb as shit.
Okay, yeah, definitely a different movie.
Yeah, probably something about a killer bear or something. I don't know.
Yeah, so obviously it's slated for release pretty damn soon.
I implore you to check out Never Hike Alone.
Yeah, if I remember, I absolutely will.
It is pretty good.
Yeah,
I'll leave it at that. Right on.
That's it.
Okay. Speaking of franchises and things happening with them, Miramax has purchased the rights to the Halloween franchise for television purposes, Mr. Harrell.
Very weird.
I feel like that is going... I feel... Okay. All right. Now, here's the thing. I
see a disclaimer coming.
I like me some Michael Myers, but we have all got a bad taste of Michael Myers on our palates right now. And if you're going to do something... I'm going to say give it at least 5 years. Don't fuck around with it. Because if you put something out right now, we're all going to give you a collective middle finger and be like, Halloween kills, get the fuck out of here. Or Halloween ends, eat my ass.
I assume this just has to be one like episodic story. There's no way you could each week have a fresh, new, exciting adventure of Michael Myers.
Okay, so if I were going to do a Michael Myers, a Halloween... series, and I needed one full season, which is probably, I don't know, at least 8 to 10 episodes. I would focus, if this were me writing it, I would focus on the time between Halloween 2 and Halloween 4. Give me an institutionalized Michael Myers where he's still somewhat cognizant, highly medicated, sure. Let him get fucked with, let him kill a couple inmates, couple orderlies. Maybe bring Judith Myers into the fold, or some other Myers clan. Bridge the gap between the Carpenter Halloweens and the Halloween 4 and 5.
But he's already like a silent mute, but like just a murderous mute by that point.
Theoretically, yes. So see, that's a good point. I didn't think of that. So really, what you want is like, okay. So I would just stay in the institutional years, which would be like. Before or after the first snippet in the original Halloween in the time he escapes. So I guess that's what I would go with. It kind of Rob Zombie-esque, because Rob Zombie kind of touched on that a little bit. With his remakes.
I like what he did.
Sure.
If you were branching back like out of that and back with the original story, then what are you going to get? You're going to get a young Michael Myers.
Right.
And you're going to be telling the story of him basically staying quiet through his adolescence in a mental institution.
I think so. But, I mean...
Boy, that sounds gripping.
Here's a mannequin. Enjoy. He's very scary. I don't know, man. I mean, I feel like we basically you need to pretend that the last 3 never happened, all right? Because... everybody's really pissed off at those right now. So I don't... if you could find...
I don't know how you could tell one story across that many episodes, though.
Oh, easily. Oh, give me a cheating nurse who's cheating on her husband. Give me a fucking orderly that's addicted to Paxil or something. I don't know. we can put all kinds of fun little subplots in there.
Well, I'm sure they'll find a great way to do it.
Well, I mean, we're getting a Pamela Voorhees TV show, so if they can do that, then they can do anything, man. I don't know, dude. Do you want to purchase? I know you do, but you don't have the funds for it. Do you want to purchase the original Nightmare on Elm Street Freddy glove that was screen used, sir?
What's that going to be? 40 grand?
Oh, you're low. You're low. It's up for auction right now.
Yeah.
What do you think? Go higher. Give me a. What?
So part one?
Yes. Robert Englund, letter of authenticity.
80?
You're still low.
That's fucking retarded.
The bidding starts at $100,000.
Oh, fuck that.
Yes.
I went to school with a kid in high school who made great replicas.
Yeah?
Good enough for me.
Nice.
Yeah, and just to tell you what better times we lived in, he brought it to school. Now this was sharpened blade glove.
Attaboy. I love that. And he probably went home with it, too, at the end of the day,
yeah.
right? They didn't confiscate
Teacher
it.
didn't take it from him.
No, hell no. Hey, put that away. Okay.
Yeah, I'll pass on the $100,000
Okay.
glove.
If I was some kind of a multimillionaire, I would totally, get in on this out.
The most I've ever seriously considered dropping on a prop, and it's not that I have any special love for the movie, but the prop was just so cool. It was it's like a lunchbox from one of the Resident Evil movies, and it has like this slide out compartment that had like the T-virus vial in it.
Yeah, yeah.
And it was, you could purchase it for $8 grand.
Wow, Jesus.
And I gave it very serious consideration.
Wow.
It was just a very, very cool prop.
It sounds very cool. If that wasn't such a shit franchise, really, all right, I'm not going to tell you how to run your business. I almost bought one. I did a little research, and I found this guy that was selling props. He's some kind of a Hollywood insider. He was like a hangers-on for like the first 5 or 7 seasons of American Horror Story, and I was like, "Oh, what do you got there, hot dog? Give me something here."
Yeah.
He put up for auction a couple of the syringes used by Hypodermic Sally.
Nice.
In Hotel, and I was like, "Okay, I'll give you. I'll give you $40." He just laughed at me, and that was the end of my experience.
Lionsgate actually auctioned off tons of the Saw stuff.
Oh, really?
Through eBay, and they had the fake needles from the needle pit.
Nice.
They had like inordinate amounts.
Yeah, I
of
was going to
them.
say about 800 of them.
Like, ooh, I recognize that needle. I did just get Sarah a set of fangs used from True Blood.
Oh, wow.
But by a lesser background vampire.
Well, it's a True Blood vampire. Can you identify which vampire it was in the show?
I'm not sure.
Ah, hell.
I'm not sure. I mean, like the place I got it from identified them, but I don't know if you can actually. I'm sure it was, nameless vampire number 7.
Watch the show, pick a random vampire.
That's him.
Like, there it is. Are you ready for Zombie Plane?
You bet I
Zombies
am.
on an airplane.
Who let all these motherfucking zombies on a motherfucking plane?
Starring Chuck Norris.
Whoa. So
as himself.
Yeah.
Oh, it gets better. And Vanilla Ice.
I just ejaculated. It was only a few months ago I watched Cool as Ice.
Yo, girl, you need to ditch the zero.
Drop
and get with
that
the
zero
hero.
and get with the hero.
Coming out in February. Get ready for that.
Nice.
Zombie Plane, baby. Shudder is already teasing another VHS. This one is going to be very sci-fi heavy, they say.
Okay.
Teasers went up at Comic-Con New York. Lastly, when was the last time we heard from Diablo Cody? Jennifer's Body. She did that... what do you call that show on Showtime where Toni Collette had multiple personalities? United States of Terra, I think it was called.
Never watched that.
It wasn't bad. Juno was all right. It's funny.
It's okay.
I thought it was funny.
Jennifer's Body's great.
Yeah, Lisa Frankenstein.
All right.
Horror comedy from Diablo Cody is going to release also in February.
Okay.
So let's look for that. I was impressed with Jennifer's body, just for the horror elements.
Yeah, no, it's a fun movie.
Yeah, and anytime Megan Fox, circa
her and her toe thumbs.
She does not have toe thumbs.
She has toe thumbs.
She does not have toe thumbs.
Yes,
Those are Photoshop pictures.
Nope.
And I will not stand for any besmirching of a 2009 Megan Fox.
I'm just saying, she's got mutant hands.
That's all we got on the horror news, Daddy-O.
If she were to wrap her hand around your wee little penis, giving you a handy,
how did you know I had a wee
you
little
would look
penis?
You would look down, see that thumb, and I just don't think you could finish.
I could finish. I'm the Iron Man of beating.
You
off.
are the Iron Man. But I don't know.
Before we get into listener mail, I have to tell you something, my friend. I couldn't sleep the other night, so I just started channel surfing. It was like 11 o'clock at night. I didn't go to sleep until like 10 o'clock the next night.
Okay.
Because I found this stupid fucking show on HBO Max. It's called Naked Attraction. Have you heard of it?
No.
It is a nude dating game. Whenever you are feeling insecure about your junk, watch Naked Attraction. There's a lot of weird peepees on that. Yes.
They're not blurring them out?
Nope, they show them. They show the vajayjay lips, the boobs, the nipples, everything. You basically have to pick somebody to go out on a date with without talking to them. All you get to see is their genitalia.
Oh.
And I'm feeling pretty good about myself right now.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I feel now that I'm probably above average for a Caucasian.
Oh, nice.
It is the weirdest thing I've ever seen.
They call me quinoa cock.
You are Filipino by proxy, I understand. All right, fucker, here comes some listener mail.
Listener mail.
And before you continue,
now
that I'm done with my lucrative career, there's certain parts of it that I can discuss without fear of being terminated.
Okay.
I have seen in prison so many penises over the course of my career.
I get
all of the strip outs.
Attaboy.
And like stripping out entire housing units of inmates, and like we used to house them in the gymnasium because it was so overflowed at that time. Before California started kicking everybody out.
Yeah.
And that housed 120 inmates per gymnasium.
Holy cow.
So if there was a fight, we had to drag them all out, strip them all out. So 120 swinging dicks.
Blowing in the breeze.
Nuts and butts as far as the eyes could see. So I have seen many a weird, crooked, elongated, twisted cock.
Okay. I get that. I would like you to have that conversation with my son at some point.
Yeah.
He's going to start fucking around, and he's going to get in trouble, and be like, hey, Uncle Jason's coming over here to tell you about how many cocks he's seen in his day. Is that what you want? Keep fucking around. You're going to end up with in a swinging dick forest.
Oddly enough, they all tasted the same.
Oh, yuck. You went there. I didn't. All right, homeboy. Well, we don't have any emails. How about a few voicemails, hot dogger?
How about it?
All right, Jason, let's start things off in beautiful downtown Anderson, Indiana.
All right.
Here comes Coop Nukem.
What's up, Darian, Jason, if you're there?
I'm
buddy,
here.
maybe if you're there. Anyway, calling to give you the
What's up,
my
Coop?
3 on a meat hook.
Okay.
And I have number 3. Tim, I know you're probably listening, and I know
is what we're talking
I
about.
watched this because of your recommendation, and we discussed this as far as a remake,
I'm not doing it.
2009 Night of the Demons. Swing and a miss. I felt like it was just didn't capture what the original had whatsoever.
No.
And I think Tim had his booby goggles on when he gave it a higher score. So
There are some nice tracks in that one.
that's my number 3.
Okay.
Number 2, the remake of Dark Shadows. They had Johnny Depp in it.
I wasn't mad at that.
That was boring as hell.
It's a kid's movie.
And then for number 1 for hated remakes, I'm putting down that new Jeepers Creepers. That thing was a pile of trash.
That is
and
garbage.
I was pissed I even watched it. Anyway, hope you guys are doing great. Have a good night.
I think Sarah may have mentioned that
Jeepers
one.
Creepers?
But I said I consider it more of a sequel than a remake.
I don't know that it is a remake in any way, shape, or form. Because I think at one point in the movie, weren't the events of...
Fucked if I know.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to try to...
I didn't commit it to memory.
I'm not going to speak with any kind of an education on that horse shit. Right on, Coop. Thanks for calling in, big dog. Let's get down to the funky old South. Here comes our main man in Alabama. It's Alan.
Hello.
Padded room. What's
up, Alan?
Okay. Mr. Darian, you are Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2.
You got me.
All right. Most hated remake. Fuck, man. I really hated the remake of Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Really?
That movie fucking pissed me off.
Why?
Any of the Day of the Dead remakes.
Oh, those are garbage. Yeah.
Shit. And I'd say any of the Night of the Dead remakes, reimagining, whatever, besides the one Tom Savini did, all the other ones that made me want to like punch a fucking baby. They were so shitty. Let's see. What have I watched? I watched Pet Cemetery Bloodlines. I liked it.
Not bad.
Then I went and watched the original Pet Cemetery.
That's a good one.
That's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
1031 Part 3. That movie was the drizzling fucking shit. It's like, what the actual fuck were y'all on when y'all green with this one? And I love the first two. That was very disappointing.
I haven't seen the second.
Anyway, hope all is well. Hope y'all have a good, I think Halloween is next week or week after next. I don't know, but have a good Halloween. Talk to y'all later. Bye.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween there, Alan. Thanks for calling in, big guy.
The 2003 Texas Chainsaw?
I liked it.
Oh, I love it.
Pretty good, yeah.
Maybe it means one of the other ones.
I don't think there are any other... Oh, maybe the prequel. Texas Chainsaw Beginning.
Yeah, maybe.
That one was a little iffy. All right, thanks for calling in, Alan. Let's get down to Southern California. Here comes Mr. Tom Hardy.
Hey, yo.
Hey, yo. Never mind. Hey, yo.
Hello, Padded Room. How's my favorite degenerates this week?
What's up, Tom Hardy?
I do hope everyone is doing well today. I wanted to get in real quick. I think I got you on the educating, Mr. Brock.
What do you think?
Texas Chainsaw 2.
You got me.
Don't even tell me because I know I'm right.
I'm making them easy this month.
On the meat hook, you got the worst remake.
Yeah,
the worst fucking remakes, man. And I'm going to give you number 3 here.
Okay.
So I may need to give it another watch. Too many people have been saying to give it another try.
Okay.
But the Elm Street remake, man, that thing really pissed me off.
All right.
It's not because Robert Englund's in it, not in it, or what have you.
Well, what didn't you like about it?
There's way worse.
I just hated how they tried to make fucking
Kruger be like sympathetic. They tried to, well, maybe he's not. And just that whole fucking angle.
I think
just, I don't know,
they
pissed me
nailed
off.
it home
we
at
were
the
only
end,
kids.
though, didn't
Maybe he didn't do it. I don't know. That shit just fucking bugged the fuck out of me.
All right.
Yeah. So number 2, Halloween 2, the Rob Zombie. I mean, that's a remake of Halloween 2, right? And that's a piece of shit.
Okay.
Fuck that.
I wouldn't.
Man, that's going nowhere. And then the absolute worst fucking remake.
What do you think?
And you can actually take off my other 2 and just call this all 3 of them.
That bad.
Was the fucking Suspiria remake.
Yeah.
What the fuck was that piece of shit, man?
That was a little wild.
It's so fucking lame. I mean, hey, the original Suspiria had these bright, vibrant colors. Okay, well, we'll do the opposite of that.
Yeah.
Hey, the original Suspiria had this unique... Okay, we'll do the fucking opposite. That was the whole point of it, was we're going to do the opposite of that.
It's a bad idea.
We're going to create what could have been an interesting fucking story, but we'll make it all convoluted and fucked up, and it'll be just a giant mess of a piece of fucking shit, man. I don't know. If you haven't seen the Suspiria remake, don't fucking bother.
I saw all
thing
3
is
hours.
Over 2 hours fucking long.
3.
Go watch the original, enjoy it, and fuck that piece of shit.
I agree.
Hey, you guys were talking about preferring Wes Craven to John Carpenter.
Yeah.
And how you said, well, Wes Craven really didn't have that many misses.
Oh, yeah.
Man, are you fucking forgetting about that My Soul to Take flick?
It's...
The Ward is pretty bad, too.
I love Wes Craven, but that was a fucking...
The Ward was John Carpenter.
Oh,
you remember
the
main character? His fucking name was Bug.
Yeah, it was Bug.
His fucking name was Bug.
He's a
and
bug.
we're going to say, oh, it's fucking good flick.
I didn't say it was a good flick.
You're fucking fucked up on that
Okay, calm down.
Anyway, on the what are you looking at department, got to catch, I don't know why, it's totally not a fucking Halloween movie.
Okay.
But for some reason...
GP'd, of course. Did you see My Soul to Take? Wes Craven. I think that was the last movie.
I got to look it up. Yeah, I thought he did The Ward.
No, that was John Carpenter.
My Soul to Take.
And The Ward
2010
was not very good either.
I don't have it marked, but that isn't, to say that I didn't see it, forgot to mark it.
It just bleeds Wes Craven. It's him. In my opinion, it was him trying to get back into his wheelhouse.
Mm-hmm.
High school slasher, weird supernatural element kind of coming in. In the end, it doesn't make a lot of sense. It's got Michonne in it from The Walking Dead.
Oh, no, I don't think I've ever seen it.
Yeah, it's not good, but it's not like infuriatingly bad, I wouldn't say. It's fine.
I'd probably prefer it over a lot of stuff.
I agree. I'll take it over a lot of things. Tom Hardy called back.
G motherfucking P.
Yeah, you did.
Hell yeah. Ooh. All right, I'm sorry about that. I was just mentioning for the what are you looking at department, I got to catch the original Psycho again.
Okay.
I don't know why, but for some reason that flick always reminds me of Halloween.
Sure.
I know it's not a Halloween flick. It's got nothing to do with Halloween.
It doesn't have to.
Just somehow that shit got tied to Halloween for me.
That's fine.
Well, there you go.
Okay.
And speaking of that, man, on the Psycho remake,
the Van Zant?
The reason that one doesn't piss me off so much is just because it's a straight fucking money grab.
You think so?
It's quite obvious. That's all it is. It's a straight fucking money grab.
Okay.
The exact same dialogue, the exact same setup, the exact same
shot for
blocking and tracking of the camera.
Uh-huh.
It was like a masturbation caught on film. But they tried to sell it as a movie.
Okay.
And for some reason, that doesn't piss me off so much that they didn't fuck it up. They just fucking basically is a money grab. They were very blunt and obvious about it. So, I don't know. For some reason, I'm not as frustrated about that.
Okay.
Anyway, hope all is well. Love you like family. Bye now.
Love you too, Tom Hardy.
Bye-bye.
I was never that furious at the Psycho remake.
I mean, I think if you're committing that much to a one-for-one, aside from colorization, to me, it's more of... I would like to think that the purpose is because you're a fan, and you want to bring it to a broader, newer, fresher audience, and you think the colorization can... add a little something to it and expand that audience.
Yeah.
I don't know. Now, maybe he was just curious if he could pull it off, but I don't think there's enough crazy cinematography in there to really, not be able to reproduce it.
Right. But I mean, all he did was kind of steal Alfred Hitchcock's cinematography, which is fine. I think what happened... and I'm probably way off base here. He realized at a certain point he was in over his head. You cannot fuck with Psycho. That is Hollywood, not just horror royalty, but Hollywood royalty. Only place to go from there is down. So at best, you can just kind of colorize it, put some new actors in there, maybe get a little bit better of a performance, and hope for the best, really. Did it pay off? Probably not. It's widely panned as one of the worst remakes ever. Probably maybe even one of the worst films ever.
But isn't that something to say that it can be basically the exact same movie, but you can get a completely different rating?
Totally. Yeah.
So it's a very interesting case subject.
Oh, totally.
If nothing else.
It's like a psychological study in a weird way.
Psychological,
Jason. Hey, now. All right, my man, that's all we got. You got anything for Coop Nukem, Tom Hardy, or Alan?
Love y'all.
Love you guys. Let's talk about some movies, Jason.
Let's do.
All right, Jason. It's October Blood Lust time, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
We're both doing 31 for 31. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 movies in.
Nice.
Since the last time we talked.
Yeah, I saw you've been picking up some steam.
I'm trying. I'm up to 20. I'm trying to put a cap on this thing long before Halloween. I started last time. Why don't you start this time?
I got in 13 throughout the week.
Attaboy.
Most of which is not part of our 31 for 31, but
okay.
Still blasted through a lot of movies. 2003's Dead End.
Ray Weiss.
Yep.
I think Lin Shaye, right?
Yes.
Silly.
Very whiny Lin Shaye.
Oh, yeah, well, yeah. Silly fucking movie.
Yeah.
It's pretty dumb, actually.
Yeah, it wasn't very good. And it just seems to drag on the exact same thing for 90% of the movie. I mean, they're fucking driving.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, and occasionally somebody dies and
disappears.
Gets, shuffled off in a car.
Yeah.
Wash, rinse, repeat.
Yeah.
So,
I've seen it, and I remember there's a part where the younger son goes off to beat off in the woods.
Yeah.
And that was when I checked out. Now, I'm fine with...
that's like 15 minutes in.
I'm fine with beating off in the woods,
yeah.
but he goes full on, takes the nudie mag with him, and, pins it up on a tree.
Yeah, with a piece of gum. At least it was bubble gum, not bubble cum.
Hey-o. It was going to be bubble gum. He did not get to finish.
I liked the little twisty ending there at the end.
Yeah.
But it's a long movie for that little payoff.
It is a lot of family yelling at each other in the car.
It's so much yelling.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just total dysfunction.
Yeah. Not a fan of... Well, it's fine. I'm not mad at it, but... It felt very sci-fi original to me.
I still give it a 5.
That's fine. I'm into it.
So.
How about The Majorettes? Jason, have you seen it?
Not seen it. Saw you watched it.
It's pretty good. It's written by the same guys that wrote the original Night of the Living Dead.
Okay. John
Russo. Cameo appearances by John Russo, Russell Steiner. This one is actually directed by Bill Hinsman. It starts off as your typical high school slasher from 1986. The majorettes, the cheerleaders, are being murdered one by one.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the end, it goes into a very Quintino turn where suddenly there's like a financial scheme involved and a gang of thugs trying to cover up a crime. And this
so you're trying to smarten up something that don't need smartening.
Oh, we got to smarten it up here, Jason. We got the local football stud stumbles onto the crime, so he's going to tell the cops. So they're trying to kill him to keep him from telling the cops. It goes full, all that just is like the last 18 minutes of the movie, though. Up until then, it's just a slasher bumping off the majorettes.
Doesn't sound great.
It's interesting. Plenty of nudity in there. You can tell it's a Bill Hinsman movie.
Did you see that on Shudder?
No, Tubi. It was on Tubi, actually. I might have to pick that one up on Blu-ray.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's got some fun stuff going on in there.
All right.
What's next, dude?
Oh, man. A rewatch of a movie I haven't seen since it premiered in theaters. Warlock.
Wow.
From 1989.
Wow.
I got to say, it holds up.
Yeah?
I
think
like
so?
It. Yeah.
It launched a franchise, didn't it? Isn't it like 3 or 4 of those?
Yeah, there was at least 3 of those.
Julian Sands.
Mm-hmm.
That guy was just a pussy magnet with his long ponytail.
Oh, yeah.
And his scowling and his accent. Wow. That's not a bad show.
Yeah,
I liked it.
Aside from some shitty special effects, Laurie Singer in there, too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, pretty good movie. I saw that in theater when it premiered. Very long story to go along with it, involving me getting set up on a blind date, getting in a little bit of a car wreck on the way there.
Wow.
Then come to find out, my buddy, his girlfriend, who was younger than him, had arranged this little setup with her girlfriend. Mm-hmm. So me and my buddy were 17. His girlfriend was 15.
Oh boy!
Come to find out, her girlfriend was
12.
13.
We're learning a lot about you tonight,
Oh,
Jason.
boy. Thank goodness that didn't go anywhere. But, like,
Christ.
20 minutes into the movie, though, like, and it explains a lot that she was only 13 because, like, 20 minutes in, she's ready to fucking bounce. She's basically terrified.
Wow.
Well, she's
13,
adolescent.
Yeah, I don't know how you even got her into the movie.
So, anyway, I still enjoyed it, though. It's a pretty good flick.
Yeah, it is. It's a pretty good show. I don't know that I've caught up with the whole...
I never watched the sequels.
I think there was one that involved like a barbarian time traveler that got sent back to kill the warlock or something. I don't know. It's been a long time since I've seen those ones. Hey, how about the WNUF Halloween special, my friend?
Good stuff.
That is a gem. It is so classically 80s. Like, everything down to the tracking that gets fucked up. It's like you're watching a VHS tape that somebody ripped off of network news, and you get like, I don't know, maybe 10, 15 minutes of the local news, which is just a bunch of dumb shit. And then from there you get a bunch of 80s-style advertising, which I fucking miss, man.
Yeah.
The pizzeria with the video arcade and the $1.99 pitchers of beer. Dude.
And just the dry snarkiness of Frank.
Oh, Frank is a gem.
Oh, Frank is the best.
Frank is filling out job applications as he's filming this.
Oh, that's a good flick.
That is a good one. I can't do a Halloween without the WNUF Halloween special.
Yeah, that's good shit.
What's next, dude?
We wrapped up our Paranormal Activity trilogy with part 3.
Okay.
Always one of our favorites. That's such a damn good movie.
I agree.
Nothing more to be said. I've said it time and time again.
Would you say it's your favorite out of the franchise?
It's probably my favorite.
Mine too. I would agree.
Yeah, I think because it really fleshes out a lot more story than 1 and 2.
Yeah, absolutely. And that sequence with the rotary fan. Really?
Yeah. Hey, that's some old school genius.
It is, and it really is creepy as shit. Just the way, because we've all had one of those fans, and we know how the camera is just. I realize nobody knows what the hell I'm doing right now, but just back and forth in the slow, methodic motion.
I'm telling you, we need a visual element.
I know, you're right. Right on, that's good stuff. How about scary stories to tell in the dark? Guillermo del Toro. This one like breathes Halloween.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, the stories aren't as strong as what I would like, but it's still a good flick overall.
Did you ever read the books as a kid?
Literacy, no.
No, of course not. You looked at the pictures, though, I bet.
I did.
It's great. It's got a very Stephen King kind of vibe. The 60s. There's like a light dusting of social political messaging in there. Nothing too heavy. If you read the books, you'll know a lot of these stories and where they came from. You'll recognize a lot of the special effects and the characters in them. It just the cornfield, the scarecrow, the toe soup thing, which is gross. The big fat lady that absorbs people.
Yeah.
It's something. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it, especially this time of year. It's perfect.
It is.
Yeah, buddy.
Let's scare Jessica to death. So we will get into that.
We will get into that
a little bit more.
I brought my boxing gloves.
You're next.
The Exorcist, Believer. We all went to the movie theater and saw it.
We did.
Now, I don't want to ruin this for anybody, especially if there's any fans out there. But judging by what I've seen online, there aren't many.
No.
And for good reason. This it felt very much to me like a exorcism movie that was made and put in the can, and at the last second, the studio said, hey, let's make it an Exorcist movie. Shove Ellen Burstyn and Linda Blair in there somehow, make that work, and then we'll call it Exorcist Believer. That's the vibe I got. Is that what you got, kind of?
Yeah, I guess Ellen Burstyn. I guess she turned it down after reading the script like 3-4 times.
Okay.
They just had to keep increasing. This is what's been said from numerous sources, that they just had to keep increasing the amount, and then they basically all but doubled that, with the caveat that it went towards some kind of college thing that she supports.
Okay.
So enough money got her in there.
Sure.
But it 100% feels like your standard mediocre
possession
laissez-faire possession flick.
Yeah.
That we get so many of.
Oh, yeah.
Run-of-the-mill shit.
Yeah.
But the fact that you're tacking on the original Exorcist in any kind of way and then not coming through, like fleshing that out.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to assume either you're very poor at tying that in, you're very bad, and I can believe that based upon who fucking wrote it. Or you're basically just leaving us hanging for the supposed part 2 and 3.
Next installment, sure.
Because there's supposed to be a trilogy.
I don't think there will be.
I don't think with the money that it's making.
Well,
I just don't think that. I don't think it's going to do it.
I don't know.
I have brought my score on this movie because I've actually given this movie a lot more consideration since we saw it the other night, and I've come down like a full 1.5.
It's getting worse for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's horrifically stupid.
Okay.
It's borderline offensive in how dumb some of the writing is. I mean, I can't say too much without spoiling it.
No.
But at the same time, I'd love to. I think it's so dumb.
It's bad. The thing that pissed me off the most, and I'm going to be honest with you, I slept through a good chunk of the movie. I did. I didn't mean to. Our friend Dusty kept nudging me and waking me up because I think I was snoring. But the part that really pissed me off the most is that we never got an explanation. They go, and when they come back, they've got it.
Yeah.
It's never where. What
I assume because they were trying to channel the mother.
Okay, but still.
And since they didn't have that scarf, she didn't have the
channel
direct connection with the mother. So basically opened herself up to a rogue demonic entity.
You should have wrote the movie because that's better than...
You know what? I could have fucking done better.
I bet you could have.
And the fact that in the original... The fact that mother went through what she did, and she was a skeptic to begin with.
Yeah.
But she saw that for the sake of her daughter, that Catholicism, that the Catholic priest could actually do what science was failing to do.
Right.
She witnessed, even though she wasn't in the room, she witnessed that her daughter became better.
Yeah.
She would have to chalk that up to the priest.
Sure.
And then in this movie, to just abandon that, I mean, she completely abandoned that and said, "Oh well, all happy and good people and religions
Inclusion.
and kumbayas
Everybody
out there are capable of doing the same." Yeah, is that who fucking rescued your daughter?
Oh God!
So they shat on everything. They shat on so much of the original. Like they abandoned so much. Like and you're directly making this a sequel.
Yeah.
Otherwise, why is she there? Why is Linda Blair there? Why is the name Reagan being dropped so many fucking times? Is it Pazuzu? I don't know.
We don't know. We never got any answers about.
She says, "Oh, we've met before." Have you? There's nothing to.
There was only one of you last time, so there's that.
There's nothing to say this is the same demon.
Yeah, no.
It's stupid.
It's stupid. It felt very much to me like even once we get into possession territory, we're already 45 minutes into the fucking movie. Up to that point, it's an episode of Law and Order.
And then, what's that fucking guy's name? David something Green. The
Danny
writer.
McBride?
No, the director / other writer.
Oh,
something Green.
Stand by.
Okay, so same fucking retard that did Halloween Ends,
right?
And Halloween Kills also, I believe. So in that movie, you had the town, not tonight, not in our town.
Tonight.
Evil dies tonight.
Yeah.
Well, basically, in this Exorcist movie, you had the same fucking thing. You had a little group of chuckleheads, all with this one common goal, and they all but started chanting "Evil dies tonight."
Yeah.
Whatever.
David Gordon Green.
There we go.
Is here.
This guy needs to be The same way that they started a campaign to get U-Bowl to never make another movie, they need to do the same thing with this fucking guy.
I think I could take this guy in a fight. U-Bowl, he'll probably knock me on my ass.
Anyway.
It's I don't want to ruin it. I've yet to hear a single good review for this movie.
I'll tell you this. I canceled my fucking Steelbook order.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Wow.
If that tells you anything.
Okay, yeah. He's serious, folks.
Yes.
He's not fucking around. Right on.
All right.
What's next?
My next movie, I Am Zozo.
That a boy.
You have talked about this movie for a very long time.
You've seen it before. You watched it before.
I've never seen it before.
Oh, okay.
No. You've talked about it.
All right. What do you think?
I tried to watch it once.
Okay.
I got maybe 15 minutes into it, and I bounced.
Okay.
I watched the whole thing this time.
What do you think?
I will say my overall score is not very high, but I can't shit on it by any stretch. It has a really good, like a vibe of like folk horror.
Sure.
The music in it's very good.
Oh yeah.
The acting's dog shit,
Well,
but I can give that a pass.
Okay.
It had some good, creepy moments.
Mm-hmm.
It fell off there at the end.
The end doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
Yeah.
But that's fine. They shot that thing. I've done some deep dives on it.
I see you got a copy of it sitting there.
It's right there. I put it on. I just can't get my fucking kids to leave me alone long enough to actually sit down and watch the goddamn thing. They shot the whole thing on actual film. Mm-hmm. So, like, the editing process for it was basically non-existent. They had to wait till the film was developed and then piece it together by hand, old school. The vibe of it is what I really dig. I guess the sense of foreboding in a weird way. They're alone on an island. It's Halloween. They're all wearing these ridiculous costumes, seemingly for no reason. For no apparent reason. They're there to party. There's no power to their island cabin or whatever it is. So they start fucking around with the Ouija board. And then naturally things go awry from there. But like the island itself, just the vibe and like the drab. There's not a lot of, you'd expect like some comic relief in this, and there is none.
No,
it's pretty much hands down a horror movie from start to finish.
It is very ensconced in gloom.
Yes, very gloomy. Yeah. That's a good way of putting it. Yeah,
they got more than a few things right.
Yeah.
Again, music is great.
Yeah.
It has a very folk kind of, with the woods and the setting and stuff. Very folk kind of vibe to it. That payoff at the end, though, is just a little rough.
Yeah, doesn't make a lot of sense.
And that fucking magician guy.
When is a amateur magician a good idea in a movie? Next to never, I say.
So I absolutely am not mad at it.
That a boy, Jason. I love that about you. It's not good. It's low budget as shit. For some reason, I'm in love with this movie. Can't tell you why, other than just the atmosphere and the vibe of it, I think, more than anything, if that makes any sense. How about Lords of Salem, 2012? That's on my Halloween hit list right there.
Yeah.
It's got a very Halloween vibe to me. Salem, fall, Sherry Moon Zombie, naked in the first 38 seconds. Gotta love that. Witches, Dreadlocks. It's a Rob Zombie movie, and you know that. Like, from the visual aspect of it. But what it's not is your typical Rob Zombie white trash trailer park extravaganza.
Yeah, it definitely goes easy on the poor white trash screaming at one another vibe that you get from most of his movies.
Every other Rob Zombie movie, pretty much. Like this one a lot. I know a lot of people don't care for it. That's fine.
There's a lot I like about it, but the parts that I don't like are enough to overshadow the good.
The montages. It's pretty montage heavy.
A lot of naked fucking weirdos.
A lot of naked Meg Foster.
Odd.
Nobody asked for naked Meg Foster ever.
Even in her heyday.
No.
just a lot of naked people who shouldn't be naked. A lot of weird midgety shit.
Yep.
I think the part that irritates me the most, I've mentioned it to you before, is that we're supposed to buy into the fact that this record is worth playing on the air. It's not.
No.
Yeah, nobody's going to play that. That's not going to get any airtime.
Well, if it's, he set it up by it being like some smash it or grab it or whatever it was, like is it good or is it bad part of their radio show.
But didn't they play it more than once?
Yes. Well, no, not only did they play it more than once, but they invited the band that left them there to come and play a live show, which is where the ending kind of pops off and you get all the...
I'm going to have to rewatch it.
If you're in the mood for a Rob Zombie movie, which is basically abstract art, then yes, by all means.
Did you ever watch Munsters?
I started it.
Okay.
It felt very schlocky.
It's terrible.
It's very...
It's so bad.
Even my kids lost interest. And I would put it on just for them. They're like,
it's bad.
Right on. What's up, fella?
Let's see. Part of our 31 for 31, The Lost Boys.
Attaboy.
Always a classic.
Holds up, I think.
Corey Feldman coming to the rescue.
Corey Haim.
And Corey Haim.
Did you watch the sequels, right?
Up to a point.
Okay.
Yeah, like I saw that first fucking Frog Brother sequel.
They're
I don't
both
think
Frog
I watched
Brothers.
anything off after that.
They're both Frog Brother movies.
I think one was called like Blood something.
I'm sure. I got it over here somewhere. I'm sure of that.
Terrible.
It is. In the bonus features of the sequel, Corey Haim actually comes into the movie as Sam Emerson.
There at the end.
Yeah.
Like walking out on like the shore or something?
It's like Edgar Frog calls a meeting and he goes and sits in a dark parking lot. And it's like an alternate ending. Like one of them, he's like, I know you're out there. Come on. Of course. I know you're out there. Come on out, you bloodsucker. And then Corey Haim comes out and he's a vampire now. Yeah.
So whatever that one was, that's what I saw.
Okay, there's another one where... Corey Haim and Edgar Frog, or again as Sam Emerson, are walking along the beach, and Sam is like, "Bro, he's coming. We got to get some steaks. We got to get some garlic. We got to get some blah 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 blah." And he's like, "He's my brother. I'll take care of it." And then you find out it's Alan Frog who's now the vampire, and he's like a big vampire boss or something. And he's coming.
I'm seeing a pattern.
Yeah, coming back to kick.
We
some
need
ass.
a fresh idea. How about we turn somebody else?
Is there any of the original cast still alive that we can shoehorn into this, please?
What's Laddie up to nowadays?
I think he's selling cars in West Covina. I don't know, man. It's I kind of wish that Haim had stuck around to just flesh the, but kind of give us something, because those sequels were such dog shit, and nobody ever asked for a Frog Brothers movie. I don't think, did we? Did anybody? I don't think we did. I want to know more about the Lost. The other problem I had with the sequels, I don't mean to go off on a rant here, is that they were clearly trying way too hard to capture the cool kid element. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The original, nailed it home. 80s, trench coats, goth, lots of weird jewelry and hanging chains and shit like that.
Bedazzles.
Lots of bedazzling going on. What was it, 2009, 2006, something like that? The sequel, it was like a lot of frosted tips. And that might have been cool to somebody, but not us original fans. We don't want to see that shit. You know? Get the fuck out of here. All right, I have a rant over. My turn. The Legend of Hell House, 1973, Jason. Mm-hmm. Have you ever sat through this one?
I can't swear that I have. I'm not sure.
Good ghost movie. As far as I know, other than perhaps The Haunting, this was probably one of, if not the first, paranormal research movies where they send the group of scientists into the haunted house to try to prove or disprove whatever. And, of course, they all get butchered and fucked with. And this one is very horny, though, which is...
why you watched it.
Of course.
Got
it. English, Roddy McDowell. The house itself is really the selling point to me, because it's very Rose Red-esque. but still has a very claustrophobic feel to it.
I don't want to see Roddy McDowell get horny.
He doesn't. He's like the
non-horny one.
Yeah, he's like the prude of the group.
Okay.
Put your shirt on. What are you doing?
Chip.
I say the decency. This is just. It's not the best movie ever. I understand that. It's not the best haunted house movie ever. I understand that also. But it's been like a Halloween tradition of mine. Mm-hmm. I always put it on about this time. And if I get depressed, I'll put it on.
Yeah.
Cheers me up for some reason. Hey.
Because it's horny.
It is horny, and English people being horny is kind of funny, actually.
It's so proper.
It is. What's next there, fella?
Next draw out of our bucket 031 for 31 was Trick or Treat. Trick or Treat 2007.
Okay. Good stuff.
Our favorite.
I'm not going to argue with you. You call it an anthology if you want to.
I will.
Okay. What's your favorite anthology segment in that one? I gotta go werewolf chicks, dude.
There's some good werewolf stuff.
God Lord.
Yeah, I guess I gotta go with the werewolves.
The Brian Cox home invasion was pretty good too.
Yeah.
Boy, did Sam fuck him up.
Yeah, it's a fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's fun throughout.
Oh yeah.
I just like the tie in to Brian Cox being the bus driver, and it's just great, man. And it brought us Sam.
Yeah.
And this thing was on nobody's radar for so long.
Nope. Didn't even get a theatrical release, I don't think.
I don't think it did.
It might have, but I don't
But
remember
man, did it just caught fire, and it just took over horror.
It did.
And it's a staple now.
And it's what? Almost 20 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And we still
They're
don't
still talking about a sequel.
We are. We have yet to get a sequel. Every now and then he'll pop up in like a short film where there's like kids waiting at a bus stop, and then they're all in his bag, and then that's it.
Yeah, we just got a 2.5 foot little replica of Sam.
Oh, nice.
That we've got at the house.
I'm going to need you to come set that up in my kids' room while they're asleep tonight.
We love some Sam.
Yeah, buddy. It's good.
What you got?
How about Lovely Molly 2011?
Mm-hmm.
This one is another one. I enjoy the hell out of this movie. Have you seen it?
I have, but I don't remember it.
It's got a very Halloween vibe to me. It's Eduardo Sanchez, creator of the Blair Witch Project. A good chunk of the movie takes place in this dilapidated house in the woods. And you can draw certain parallels between demonic possession, haunted house, possibly addiction. Young lady, newlywed, in recovery, goes to live at the house. Then we get into childhood trauma. It's best if you just watch the movie, take it for what it is, and don't try to do a deep dive. Because if you do a deep, all the questions you might have are answered in the bonus features. I'm going to implore you not to watch the bonus features.
Okay.
Just leave it. Just draw your own conclusions. You can see it, quote unquote, what it is at the very end if you kind of squint and look past her butt cheeks. Don't watch the bonus features.
Oh, okay.
Because it gets very silly, and you're better off just
with your own explanation.
Yeah, because there's like a lot of imagery and there's some symbolism, and you're like, oh, what is it? She cut the faces out of her photo album and replaced everybody's face with a horse head. What does that mean? And it's explained if you really want to know, but I think you're better off just walking away and saying she had some kind of a horse obsession and did that, and that makes sense. But then there's things she finds in the basement.
It's like Rob Zombie's explanation of the fucking horse imagery in Halloween 2.
Ugh.
Whatever.
Okay, you
Just
sure
simmer down.
You sure are impressed with yourself, Mr. Zombie. But great show, horror through and through. And revisiting our conversation from last week about horror directors, I don't know why I didn't think to bring up Eduardo Sanchez. Great stuff. Makes great horror films. Blair Witch Project. Mm-hmm. Lovely Molly. Seventh Moon. Exists. What was that alien one?
I haven't seen Seventh Moon.
Seventh Moon is great. It's Chinese.
Oh,
well,
weird.
It's American, but it was made in China. There's some Chinese mythology to it. What the fuck? Abducted? Is that what it was called? Where the rednecks actually capture the alien and they're fucking with it?
I'm not sure I've seen that.
Oh, it's beautiful.
It sounds good.
It's got some comedic elements because these rubes are just priceless. I forget the name of it. I think it was Abducted or something like that. But yeah, good. I don't know why I didn't think of that. He's probably top 5 for me, Eduardo Sanchez.
Pretty good.
Yeah, good stuff. What's next there, fella?
We rewatched the new Haunted Mansion movie.
Okay, like that one. Huh?
Fun flick.
I'm
fun.
I'm gonna watch it. Where did you find that one on?
We bought it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it just got released this week.
I'll probably stream it first.
Yeah, it's a really fun movie. Being fans of the ride itself, they just get so much of it. Like there's just so much homage that they pay to the ride itself.
Nice.
And just great visuals, good little story. Solid acting. The funny stuff is funny. Danny DeVito's, in it, and he's Danny DeVito. He's a Danny DeVito from start to finish.
Attaboy.
It's good. It's
nice.
Really good.
Very nice.
That's a good flick to watch with the kids too.
Yeah, I'm gonna check it out at some point. So last week, or maybe a couple weeks ago now, I was talking about a movie that scared the crap out of me as a kid, and I didn't remember why per se, other than there being a elderly zombie type of a dude in a diaper walking around. It's called The Sentinel from 1977. So I bought it on Blu-ray, I don't know, 6-8 months ago, but because I was doing that year of no rewatches, I never bothered watching it until earlier this week. I don't know what the hell scared me about it.
Yeah.
It's pretty silly. It's about a fashion model that lives in this building in New York where there's a priest on the top floor who's basically guarding the gates of hell. And Burgess Meredith is in it. Like everybody, all of her, it's kind of like Rosemary's Baby, except there's no baby and there's a lot of fucking. Which is not something.
It is like Rosemary's Baby.
It's not something you want to see from Burgess Meredith. Beverly D'Angelo's in it. There's got a pretty nice little masturbation scene. Actually, it's got like a fairly star-studded cast.
Yeah.
Christopher Walken's in it. Jeff Goldblum. Beverly D'Angelo. Burgess Meredith. Chris Sarandon plays the boyfriend.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is pretty stacked.
It's not a very good movie. It's not. It's not. I don't know what the hell's... There's a lot of boobs in it, and Beverly D'Angelo gets naked in it. So, not to give anything away, but the whole crux of the movie is that the fashion model that moves into the building is... she was traumatized and tried to kill herself as a kid, because she had this traumatic event where she walked in on her elderly father naked with a couple of overweight prostitutes eating cake and having a good time.
Okay.
Now, far be it for me to begrudge anybody their cake or their overweight prostitutes, but she freaked right out, ran and basically opened her wrists in the bathtub because of it. Saved her. Dad dies, leaves her, pretty good sum of money, and then she moved. And then, her living on, in, or around the gates of hell brings all this trauma back. So she has the elderly diaper-ridden zombie that I recalled is this nightmare sequence involving her dad and the overweight prostitutes.
This sounds all over the place.
It is. Yeah, I don't know. It was very silly to me. So I watched it. Fucked me up pretty good as a kid. Now it gave me a little bit of a boner because I like overweight prostitutes.
Speaking of movies that fucked you up as a kid, I just got in the mail the 3-movie box set of It's Alive. I've never seen part 2 and 3, but that first one fucked me up, man.
If I'm not mistaken, there's a remake floating around.
I think there was.
Yeah, I think it starred Bayou Phillips or Bayou Phillips.
I just love that part 3 is island of the alive.
Yeah, it's like they rounded them all up and put them on this island.
Is that what the
because it was like, if I remember right, it was like some kind of a drug that was causing the birth defects.
Oh, okay.
So the company rounded them all up and put them on a desert
I look forward to watching them.
Oh,
let's see if it fucks me up again.
I doubt it, sir. I seriously doubt it. If it does, I'm going to make fun of you for a very long time.
Hey, at least I'm not afraid of Burgess Meredith. Let's see. I watched 1981's The Burning.
Okay. What do you think of that?
That is a boring movie.
It's very much camp drama.
It is a very blah Friday the 13th movie with one weapon.
Yeah. Garden shears.
Yeah.
I wasn't mad at it.
No, it's just so slow.
It's a lot of teen camp drama. My favorite was just what such a fucking scumbag the bully character was. I think his name was Slater or something like that. And he's trying to get on top of one of the girls there. And every time he gets her alone, he's like, "Hey, you want to come down with me down by the water there? Yeah, come on down." And then at one point, she actually gives in. And she's like, "Oh, Slater, you're so classy. You took me down by the water before I sucked you off." I was like, when did this ever work?
You really know how to woo a broad.
Oh, yeah, Slater, so classy. What?
It's silly.
It is.
The camp vibe is good.
It's like Meatballs up until the hour mark, right? Because it's
I'm like, man, these guys are a bunch of fucking douchebags.
Oh, yeah. You had George Costanza in there with a full head of hair.
Yeah.
Jennifer Jason Leigh, if I'm not mistaken. And it was just them trying to scope some boobies. And
was she in it?
Yeah, she was.
Wow.
Or maybe I'm thinking of Holly Hunter. I get those two confused. One of those two is in there.
I didn't really recognize anybody else.
Of
course, I was passively watching it, but by probably halfway.
I get it. Yeah, because by then you're just watching.
I'm like, oh yeah, I get it.
Camp pranks,
garden shears.
Great. Yeah. The other part that really pissed me off about that, I don't want to go off on another rant here. The main counselor, he set a bum on fire as a kid. Why are we hiring him back to be a camp counselor? I don't know. Maybe they figured he just wanted to do that once and get it out of his system, and he's okay now.
Well, I didn't really even like the story. I mean, I get seeking your revenge against whoever wronged you.
Yeah.
But I don't know, to take it out on just a bunch of randos.
If you somehow managed to see this before you saw Friday the 13th, you might enjoy it a little bit more.
Yeah, I think so.
Other than that, it's fine.
Yeah.
Right on. Last Kind Words from 2012.
Never heard of that one.
It's a weird little ghost story. Ghost/romance story. Brad Dourif stars in it. Basically, this family moves to rural Tennessee. The kid goes walking out in the woods on his property, runs into a hot chick. Great, fall in love. I think they had sex, maybe not.
Some
sex. A couple days later, she tells him not to go into this one stretch of woods. He's like, yeah, okay. His dog runs into that particular stretch of woods, so he takes off after it, where he finds her dead body hanging from a tree. So basically, he got down with a ghost. And but then he starts this whole relationship with the ghost, and then you find out why she's a ghost and how she got hung from the tree, and now there's a murder plot, and people are trying to keep him quiet. Not a bad movie. I think probably more of a romance than a horror movie.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Pass.
Yeah, pass. What's next, dude?
Rewatched 1988's Monkey Shines.
Wow. Okay.
Don't know why.
Your Romero roots a little bit?
Yeah. Don't know why.
Yeah.
I guess because I've seen it pop up in front of me numerous times. And I'm like, it's been so long.
Sure.
Let's see what this is all about. You can't go wrong with a fucking monkey. I mean, I like watching the monkey.
Sure.
The guy played one hell of a quadriplegic.
I mean, it's not hard. Hey, can you sit down? Yeah, you're hired.
This is the best check I've ever made.
Hey.
It's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
I remembered not liking it. At just the thought of a killer, not only a killer monkey, but a killer jealous monkey that was like killing off all the young ladies in your life. Yeah. Come on.
Well, he took out some people I didn't expect to die. I didn't expect the main guy's mom.
Yeah.
Because like the monkey chucked a fucking toaster or something or a hairdryer in the bathtub.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the monkey gained knowledge of electricity.
Sure.
So
yeah.
It's fine. Again,
it's fine. It's very 80s. Probably close to, if not the bottom of my George Romero. Well, no, not the very bottom, but towards the bottom of my George Romero list.
Yeah.
Lastly, right before you strolled in this evening, The Dark and the Wicked from 2020.
Good pick.
Love this fucking movie.
Yeah, good movie.
There is so much going on here, and every time I watch it, I kind of pick up on something else that could be something else. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like today I'm watching it, and what struck me is, you've seen it. I know I made you watch it at some point. The trailer scene right before the old guy kills himself.
Mm-hmm.
The thing shows up as the daughter, and she's all cut up, and she's like doing this weird kind of demon thing, and she's like smiling, and then she's sticking herself with the knife, and then eventually he kills himself. But right before he does, she whispers in his ear, "You did this to me." What does that mean? Was there like some kind of a molestation thing going on there when she was younger, perhaps? There's a lot happening. And then the thing with the priest. The priest shows up, and he's like, "Oh, I was trying to help your mom out before she died." But then they call him a couple days later, and he's like, "No, you sound just like my daughter. She killed herself.
Yeah.
How did you get my number? I was never there." So I feel like, I don't think
it really fucks with them.
It does.
Yeah.
But I feel like there's so much more meat on this bone, and I watched the bonus features. It doesn't explain shit. That there's like a whole, I don't know. I hope they don't do a sequel, because there's really no place to go but down from there. But there's a lot of meat on this bone that could be fleshed out into other things. Where this thing is, if you watch the opening sequence, you actually get to see it for like a quick second. Mm-hmm. It looks remarkably like me, which is weird, right?
Explains a lot.
Yeah, it's just, but I'm like Blue, and I'm hiding in the sheep. So there's that.
There's that.
I know what I was doing in the sheep.
See, and that's why I think that for your Patreon stuff, there should be like just discussing the extras of these movies.
Yeah.
To get a little more insight.
Sure. Sure. But a lot of them are disappointing.
Well, you don't talk about those.
Okay. Fair enough.
Straightforward.
What's next, dude?
Today I watched a movie called The Puppet Man on Shudder.
I saw that. I was thinking about that.
Oh, a bit of a slog for a while.
Okay.
At the 1 hour mark, shit gets pretty damn good. It's got some really good deaths in it. An ending that will either piss you off or that you'll appreciate.
Okay.
All in all, it's worth watching. I'd actually like to hear what you got to say about it.
Okay.
Yes.
I'll put it on the list.
I think it's decent enough.
Okay.
The good is definitely worth overlooking the bad.
Okay. I like that.
Yeah, pretty good, pretty decent flick. I still only give it like a middle of the road score, just because of those lesser points.
Okay.
And it really took a while to build up to anything happening.
You know what I find more appealing in a horror movie these days than anything else? A fucking horror movie. Make a movie with the intent of scaring me. Mm-hmm. I don't need any chuckles. I don't need any messaging about inclusion or whatever your political leanings are. Just make a scary movie.
Yeah.
That is becoming more and more hard to find these days.
This one is not at all scary.
Okay.
I don't even think there's any way it could scare anyone.
Okay.
But it has a couple of good little brutal scenes. It's still kind of a story that we've seen numerous times before.
All right.
But the way that plays out, it's got some pretty good shots in there.
Okay.
The last movie we watched, we thought this was going to be a lot more Halloween, but it is not.
Okay.
It is The Adventures of Ichabod and Mr. Toad.
Okay.
We thought that it was going to be more Headless Horseman type stuff.
Right, right.
But the first half of this, it's like a double feature.
Okay.
The first half of this damn movie was basically just a story about Mr. Toad, which is kind of a kid's movie.
Yeah.
Then the second half is all about Ichabod Crane. And even that story, it takes till the last 10 minutes before a Headless Horseman or Halloween even gets brought up.
Huh. Okay.
So disappointing, but it was still part of our 31 for 31.
Is this animated?
Yeah, it's like a 1949 Walt Disney.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
It was still fun to watch. But,
Sure.
But definitely disappointing in the context of Halloween.
Okay.
It definitely will not be in our Halloween annual rotation.
I think there was like a Garfield Halloween special when I was probably 7 or 8 years old. Garfield the cat, the cartoon.
Yeah.
I had it
Not
on...
Andrew Garfield.
No, definitely not.
President Garfield.
Not former President Andrew Garfield. That one, I'm going to see if I can dig that up. That was pretty Halloween-y. And I remember I had a VHS tape of it, and I used to watch the shit out of it, kind of like as a horror gateway kind of a thing. It had nothing to do with it. I remember being bored to tears by the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown.
Yeah.
Because that always had like a kind of a hippie vibe to it.
Sure.
Me. So I don't know. Whatever. I'm going to see if I can dig that up for you, buddy. All right. Anything
That's
else,
it,
Jason?
Man.
That's what we're looking at this week.
See how much work I can put in next week.
Yes, sir. You and me both. Let's take us a little break and we'll do some other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
When I look out my window, many sights to see. And when I look in my window, so many different people to be. They're strange, so strange. It's very strange to me. You got to pick up every step you gonna dream. You got to pick up every stitch. You got to pick up every stitch. Oh no, must be the season of the witch. Must be the season of the witch. Must be the season of the witch. When I look over my shoulder, what has that? What do you think I see? Some other cat looking over her shoulder. And he's strange, so strange. He's very strange to me. You got to pick up every stitch. You got to pick up every stitch. Beatniks are out to make it rich. Oh no, must be the season of the witch. Must be the season of the witch. Must be the season of the witch. Said it must be the season, must be the season, must be the season. Said it must be the season, must be the season, must be the season. Said it must be the season, must be the season, must be the season.
Hey, inmates. If you like what you hear, head over to the Padded Room Facebook group and support us through the Patreon link with a small monthly donation. Check out the T-Villain link at paddedroom.podbean.com and grab some t-shirts. Thanks for listening and enjoy the rest of the show.
And we are back, Jason Harrell.
Yeah, boy, we
yes,
are.
Yes, sir, we are back, and we are ready to get into 3 on a meat hook. How far are you along on your 31 for 31? Do you know? Are you keeping track, or are you just doing one per day?
Yeah, I keep track. We do one per day.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm up to 20. I want to blast through it, and then that way I can just watch whatever the hell I want.
It's like a whole process for us.
You got your
we draw
random
out one
things and all that. You make like a whole ritual out of it.
Yeah.
I like that. Me, I come home from work, distract my kids as fast as I can.
Knock out as many as you can.
Duck into the bedroom, pull one out.
Well, I understand also you don't know if you'll be able to, to see one each day.
Exactly.
So I understand stacking them up.
That's what I got to do, man, just in case. All right, how about 3 on a meat hook there, amigo?
Okay.
Three on a meat hook.
This week's meat hook. Top 3 horror sequels. Now, the reason I made this one horror sequels is because we just watched Exorcist Believer, and it was poo, in my humble opinion.
It was.
So let's cleanse the sequel palette, Jason Harrell.
Let's do.
What is your number 3 favorite horror sequel?
All right. Now, so I have to base this off of things that I like to rewatch, and I have definitely watched these a lot.
Okay.
My number 3, The Conjuring Part 2.
Oh, very cool. I like that.
Yeah, it's a movie I really like.
Yeah. That is a good one.
I like the first one, but the second one, it's my favorite, one of my favorite sequels, but I think I actually like it better than the original.
Yeah. It went to the infield haunting. Yeah. I think I probably like the original, the first one, a little bit more. I like the sequel better than the third installment, The Devil Made Me Do It.
Oh, yeah.
The problem, and I think we're starting to experience this with a lot of the Marvel movies, is that when you set out to create this expansive universe, you're just, at a certain point, you're just shotgunning Easter eggs at us. You know what I mean? Because like that whole sequence with the Crooked Man.
Yeah. That's my least favorite part.
That was clearly an attempt to jumpstart something, which is fine. Might have been a kick-ass spinoff, but
not if it looked like it did in that movie.
That's the problem.
I wish I just had an easy way to go in and edit movies to take out the parts I hate, like even The Exorcist. Like I got one segment out of The Exorcist. I hate the 360 head turn.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
because that takes me out of the realm of reality.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. That's another thing I hated about Believer. Why did they keep throwing out that Cockney accent? I assume it's because they're trying to, your cunting daughter. I get that.
Yeah.
But we're not dealing with the same film producer that died in the... I don't know. Okay, I'm sorry.
Anyway.
Anyway. Right on. My number 3, I'm probably going to catch a little bit of shit for this. Terrifier 2. A lot of people probably going to say it's up higher on the list, and it should be on mine. I like it. I like it a lot. I like it better than the first one.
Yeah.
The only real complaint I have about it is runtime is a bit much, and the reason the runtime is a bit much is because of that last fight sequence that just seems to go on and on and on. Up to that point, great show. Love the characters. Love Art the Clown. Oh, God, I forget her name off the top of my head, but that little side booby shot we got of her in the shower, woo!
Yeah, I can't remember her name either.
It's Vandra Valandra.
Sure.
I believe. Something to that effect. If I had it on VHS, the tracking on that shower scene would be all jacked off, and so would I. That's my number 3. How about 2, J-Bo?
Okay, let me give you Sarah's number 3
real
quick. She also went with The Conjuring Part 2.
Okay.
My number 2, Paranormal Activity 3.
Okay.
As I have alluded to countless times.
Now, I'm not going to kick you in the nuts, but I did say sequel.
Not
prequel.
But the movie followed another part.
It did.
I understand the whole prequel sequel differentiation, but it is a movie around the same story that followed another movie in the same story.
Okay, buddy, that's fine. If I'm in my list, I made sure not to include any prequels.
Oh,
that's just me, because that's what I thought we agreed on with sequel. I'm not kicking your butt for it. Whatever you want to do.
By definition, it is a sequel as well as a prequel.
Okay, how is it a sequel?
If you look up the definition of a sequel, you fucking asshole.
I will refer you to my representation, Arnold
Mr.
Schmeckel.
Webster.
Arnold Schmeckel, attorney at law. Right on. That's. I think that's about as good as it gets as far as the paranormal activities go.
Yeah,
that is the best.
It was a tie between that. If you need me to give you an alternate,
no, hey, whatever
I was
you want to do.
throw 28 weeks later in there.
Okay, I love that.
Is that okay with you?
I don't know. Let me have that notarized, and I'll get back to you.
Oh, wait, that's an anthology.
Yeah, how dare you?
What do you got?
That's a good one, man. I love 28 weeks later, too. It doesn't get a lot of love.
Why?
I don't know why.
So good.
It is. And the whole military aspect, I have discussed it with Jeremy Renner at Point for quite a while, until I brought up a different movie that he didn't care to discuss. Yeah, it's great. What's his name? The little guy from fucking Robert Trainspotting and Ravenous. He's a little guy.
The Full Monty?
The Full Monty.
Yeah. The guy with the fucked up teeth.
He played the biggest vagina ever.
Yeah.
Fuck these kids. Fuck my wife.
English Steve Buscemi.
That's a good, yeah.
They got the same teeth.
That is true. And very wiry and spindly, both of them. My number 2, Saw 2. I like it better.
Pick.
I like it better than, well, no, I can't say I like it better than the first one, but I think if I had to pick a movie out of that entire franchise to put on and watch right now, it would always be Saw 2. That fucking hypodermic pit. That will never not make my skin crawl. Especially when Shawnee Smith gets tossed into it.
Now, since that movie came before the other movies, is it not also a prequel?
I don't believe it came before. I guess it did.
I'm just busting your fucking balls.
Did it come? I think it came after part 1, though, didn't it? Because Shawnee.
No, it definitely came after part 1.
Yeah.
But it came before other installments.
But it is a sequel to part 1.
But it is also a prequel.
You fucker.
It cancels itself out.
You fucking asshole. Right on. How about Sarah's number 2?
Sarah's number 2 is Dr. Sleep.
I figured that would show up. Yeah, that is a great show. It's a weird hybrid. I really enjoy.
I'll go ahead and say it's my number 1.
Okay, perfect. I figured it would be. Yeah. It's like a perfect hybrid between Kubrick's movie and Stephen King's book, because those two are actually quite far apart as far as the plot line, the ending, the way certain characters fare in the movie. How do you make a sequel to the book without shitting on the movie, or make a sequel to the movie without shitting on the book? I think he did. Flanagan did it perfectly. I don't think it gets any better than that, man.
I can't even count how many times I've watched that, and that's a long fucking movie.
It is, yeah.
It's just a movie that I can passively watch, actively watch. It's just so good.
Yeah, love it. My number 1, Aliens.
Nice.
Love it. I don't know how many times I made my mom.
I mean, I would call it sci-fi, but
sure, yeah, sure. You fucking jerk off. It's more like action, sci-fi, horror kind of a thing.
Your rules really only apply to others, don't they?
That's right, Jason. That's exactly right. It's my fucking show. Really, I think the only reason I liked it as much as I did is because I wanted one of those smart gun things with the eyepiece and the fucking waist gunner thing. Yeah, I watched the shit out of that movie. And to be fair, as far as life in the Marine Corps go, the actual United States Marine Corps, pretty much nuts on. Like with the way briefings went, debriefings went, squad interactions, infantry tactics. Yeah, all kinds of
it's
accuracies.
Solid. Yeah, excluding Bill Paxton.
Bill Paxton was great. Oh yeah,
he ruins everything.
No,
except Weird Science.
He was good at Weird Science
and Frailty. That's the only 2 passes he gets.
Butcher, Baker, Nightmare Maker.
Never seen him.
He plays the high school bully.
Yeah,
and he's basically the same
character.
Basically the same character. Yeah, it's Chet.
Yeah,
he has long hair in this one, but he's still Chet. Right on. Sarah's number 1.
Her number 1, Terrifier 2.
I figured that would.
She loves some art.
It's good, man. It's really good.
She fucking loves that guy so much.
It. Has she seen All Hallows Eves?
Yeah, we've watched them.
What'd she think of that? Not enough.
Definitely loves Terrifier 2.
Okay, we'll leave it at that then. I just so happen to have buddies, 3 on a meat hook. Number 3, Evil Dead 2, Dead by Dawn. Good show. Number 2, I don't know if I call this a sequel or not. Dawn of the Dead, 1978.
I don't know if I would call Evil Dead 2 a sequel. I'd call it a reboot. I mean, if we want to get into definitions here.
That one especially is a very both of those are kind of fall into this weird gray area.
Yeah.
Number 1 can't be contested. Bride of Frankenstein, 1935. Solid show all the way around. Thanks for getting in there, buddy. Appreciate it, bud.
Miss you.
Miss you. Get back to us, you fucker. It's Halloween time. What are you doing? Well, that was it. We would love to know what your top 3 horror sequels are, inmates. Just go to paddedroompodcast.com. You can find all the links and mail and contact us, stuff that you need there. Or you call us on the mental health hotline, area code 775-387-0275. Now, my friend, it is Terradome time.
No tears, please. It's a waste of good suffering.
I'm not gonna hurt you. You didn't let me finish my sentence. I said, I'm not gonna hurt you. I'm just gonna bash your brains in. I'm gonna bash them right the fuck in. I'll kill you all. I'll drive you crazy. I'll kill you all. My worst dream come true.
6-year-old child with this blank, pale, emotionless face. The blackish eyes. The devil's eyes.
Welcome to the Terradome.
We are now in the semifinals there, Jason Harrell.
And boy, are these fights getting good.
They are. I am fucking waking up early trying to make this work. We are in the Asylum Conference Round 9. As usual, inmates, bear with me. I usually can't read my own handwriting. Upon his return from the United States, Liam finds his home village in a state of emergency. Carnage and blood splatter up and down the small-town roads. His dead friends and family strewn about, looks of terror frozen on their lifeless faces. Then the cause of the destruction reveals itself. The thing from the church windows. He had always wondered what it was and how it got to be infamous enough to find immortality on Catholic stained glass. Now he knew. Rawhead was real and awake after centuries' slumber. Liam panics to find a weapon to defend himself, but comes up empty-handed. As Rawhead draws near, he recalls the souvenir he'd brought back from the States, the antique and rusty butterfly knife he'd found at the grand opening of an inner-city nightclub, the knife formerly owned by the infamous Jimmy Bones. Singles competition, we have Rawhead Rex versus Jimmy Bones, Jason. What do you think of that? It's silly. It doesn't make a lot of sense.
Got to go Jimmy Bones.
Okay. I think I'm going to take Rawhead Rex because goddamn do I love that monster.
You mean that pro wrestler?
That fucking Guar stand-in.
Yeah.
I don't know what he can do, but you do not run afoul of him in a anywhere really. That is your Terror Dome matchup for the weekend, mates. It's Jimmy Bones versus Rawhead Rex. Hit us up. Let us know who you think would win that fight. Go to paddedroompodcast.com. There is a Terror Dome link right there on the page for you. Just click on whoever you think is going to win, and we'll tally the votes next week. But now we must discuss a little immersion therapy there, Jason Harrell.
Yeah, boy.
Immersion therapy.
I'm already back into trying to talk myself into liking Let's Scare Jessica to Death again. I think the main problem I have with it is the ASMR. That shit is grating to me. And maybe it's a personality flaw of mine, or maybe it just pisses me off, or maybe somebody whispered in my ear when I was a kid. But when she goes into the monochromatic kind of voiceover, he likes her, he thinks she's hot, that just drives me crazy. It fucking pisses me off. What did you think?
I just think it's boring.
It is boring. It's very slow.
I mean, I don't know. I don't think it justifies the rating, the overall rating that it has.
I would agree.
It's a pretty well scored movie.
Sure.
On IMDb.
There's a lot of love for it. I don't understand.
I don't know why.
Me neither.
Again, it's fine. It's just very slow. Tends to be a little annoying at times. Her boyfriend is a dirtbag.
Which one? Apparently she has two of them.
Jessica?
Right? Yeah.
The bald guy.
That was the boyfriend? I could never tell.
Well, he was the one she was going to bed with.
Okay. That doesn't mean shit.
I don't know. Just kind of a sleazeball. I don't know. Just boring.
Yeah, very boring. I felt like
I like a slow movie, but it just bored me.
Like the constant deer in the headlights thing that she had going on. And whoever the cinematographer was behind this just loved like a quick shot of her face. Okay. She's not I didn't find her attractive at all.
I think she's better looking than the vampire.
I would marginally disagree with you. Vampire did not look very good either. If she even was a vampire, who fucking knows? And what's going on with all this the World War II veterans in the town? Why do they all have? Why are they all cut up all of a sudden?
Because they've been bitten.
Okay, but they have like surgical incisions.
Well, I just think that's poor prosthetics. Effects.
Okay,
yeah.
Because
even the bald guy had a weird gash, kind of thing.
By the way, they found his dead body, and then 4 days later, he's the antiques dealer guy, right?
The boyfriend.
Jessica's
boyfriend.
Yeah,
he had like a weird gash. Wasn't like a good fang bite or
no. It was like a weird knife, like you got in a knife fight or something. I don't know.
Yeah. No, it's not very good.
No, I don't understand it. But sure as shit, in a couple months, I'll still. Oh yeah, well maybe if I put it on again, maybe it might. I don't know. Man.
You've given that more of a try than Rosemary's Baby.
I can't get into Rosemary's Baby.
Okay, but why can you get into this?
I can't, but I keep convinced. I don't know. I've got some kind of a deficit disorder or something. I don't know. Maybe I'm just masochistic that way. All right, Jason. Your immersion therapy for this week is going to be Flesh Eater from 1982, starring Bill Hinsman and a bunch of nobodies.
Yep.
You can find this one streaming on Tubi if you like. It's also on Amazon Prime. Check that shit out, inmates, and we will do the same and compare notes next week.
Or you could pay way too much for it from Vinegar Syndrome.
Buy yourself a very snazzy steelbook of Flesh Eater and not watch it for 4 years. Yeah. Check it out, inmates. We'll do the same and compare notes next week. But now it is time to educate me.
Educating Miss Monica.
First, my clues from last week. I am a late-night radio show host, Jason, and I had the dubious dishonor of catching a murder on my fucking show because a couple of frat boys called to harass me and got chainsawed to death on the open road while we were live on the air. That's causing all kinds of problems, not to mention the murderers are coming to my fucking radio station and rooting around on my desk and playing with things and making weird innuendos with power tools. And I got a crazy cop that's trying to find the murderers. It's a whole ass thing. I am, of course, Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 2, which is, have you seen it?
Yep.
It's more of a comedy, I'd say.
Oh, okay.
A straight comedy.
I didn't know what that was.
Yeah,
it definitely is a comedy.
K. Okla. I got a K. Okla coffee mug here.
I think I also just don't like old Blue Velvet. What's his damn name?
Dennis Hopper?
Yeah. He is just too fucking nutty for me.
I liked him in...
Except Speed.
Yeah.
I like him
Pop
in
quiz,
Speed.
hot shot. I thought he was okay in Land of the Dead. He played like the head of the Fiddler's Green.
I can't recall.
He basically played like a politician type.
It's okay.
I'll
take that over. What is it? Next Generation.
Oh God, that is straight. That's sad. It's supposed to be satire. It still doesn't make a lick of sense to me. How the hell Matthew McConaughey and Renee Zellweger showed up in that? I have no idea. I don't want to go off on another rant though, Jason. Who might I be this week, you ask?
We do ask.
I am a partygoer that was invited to a party by an eccentric millionaire with the promise of me surviving the night to receive $1 million. All I have to do is not get killed, hang out with these strangers that I've never met in this very dubious residence with a sordid past and what could be some paranormal goings-ons. Who might I be, you ask? Tune in next week and I'll drop some knowledge on you, inmates. In the meantime, I think that's about going to do it for us. Get a hold of us, inmates. PaddedRoomPodcast.com or the mental health hotline, area code 775-387-0275. Let us know what you think of this new format we're trying out for October. Vote on the Terradome. Let us know what your meat hook is. Top 3 favorite horror sequels. Or, take a picture of me and put it on your favorite gay porn. That happens sometimes. I find them rather flattering.
And erotic.
Yeah, I made one of them my Facebook profile pic. That'll probably get me kicked off. I probably already am kicked off now that I think about it. In the meantime, I think that's about going to do it for us. Join us next week for more October Blood Lust. Jay, you got anything else?
Yeah. I got one more thing.
By all means.
Sequel. A published broadcast or recorded work that continues the story or develops the theme of an earlier one.
Continues.
And it did.
Forward.
No.
Not backward.
As a result of an earlier one. Part 2 comes after Part 1.
Okay.
Even though its storyline is based earlier.
Next week we're going to do favorite prequels, you fucker.
I'm traveling back and forth in time.
Oh, look out. 4, Buddy and Absentia, prequels, sequels, continued storylines, threequels, menage a trois, foursomes, bukkakis. Ooh. Have we had a horror bukkake in a while? The night is young. Haunted locations, Halloween events, movies with Halloween vibes, and the Padded Room podcast. I'm afraid visiting hours are over.
Put my heels doesn't dance with the heat blood.